So I just got done pouring resin on this painting. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. It's the biggest painting that I've ever made. I can feel the heat coming off of the painting. I hope it doesn't affect the colors too much. Sometimes it does, and it makes it look really cool. It gives it like a golden look. But we'll see. Since it's like a chemical reaction, it's always kind of like, it's always kind of a toss-up to see how it goes. I ran out of gloves, which isn't great. You should never do this without gloves, but it was either that or leave the air bubbles. So it's Friday. I hate when I start vlogs. It always sounds so weird to myself. Yeah, it's Friday. I'm about to head, it's around like 8 p.m. I don't know why I looked, there's no watch there. It's about 8 p.m. I'm about to head out to go on a walk, of all things. Actually, it was very hard for me because I have a group of friends that are going down into the catacombs tonight. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Paris, or if you live here, you know the catacombs is where they used to place bones and bodies and bury people because they didn't have enough room in the city, so they would do it underground. And now you can actually go tour them, and it's just like a bunch of skulls. And sometimes people go down there for like parties and things like that. And I have one friend who goes down there pretty often for like secret parties. And I guess tonight they're gonna have like, they're gonna watch Spice World. They're gonna have like a secret viewing of Spice World down there, which sounds very fun. And I was very tempted to go, but then here's the thing, you guys. The honest truth is you can only do so much in a week. And I feel like this has been something, like one of the big challenges for me, and really being like very specific in trying to, what am I even saying? I'm very tired. That's been one of the things that I've had to be like very honest with myself about, is just like my time. And what I've kind of figured out on my calendar is that if I want to do all the projects that I want to do, and I want to move forward and like fucking do all my goals and stuff, I can really only go out twice a week. So I already went out once, and then I'm gonna go out again. I had like plans already, so I'm gonna go out on a walk. This sounds so boring in comparison to going to watch Spice World. Oh my god. But also, like, there's another part of me that doesn't really want to go down to the catacombs for a party. Like, I just know that I'm gonna get down there and I'm not gonna be able, like, I'm gonna get down there and I'm gonna be like, I want to go home. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go down there, and I mean, it does sound like fun, but I just know myself. I just know that being underground with a bunch of bones, I think I'd like it for like a little while, like maybe like an hour, and then I'd be like, okay, I want to go. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna instead, I edited a video tonight. Here is what my days look like these days. So I wake up, well, maybe like write in my journal or whatever, depending on the day, and then I go to my studio or like answer emails. I'll go to my studio. I don't bring my phone to my studio. I leave my phone at home, because I just don't, I like have to look at the computer enough in a day. So I just want, when I'm at my studio working, I don't want to look at my phone at all, you know? J'ai envie d'être tranquille. So I will go to my studio, and then I'll come home, I'll eat. I eat like my first meal around like 4 p.m. I do intermittent fasting. I don't know if any of you guys do that, but I find that it helps me have like a clear mind, and I just don't like having to think about food. So I'll like start eating. I eat like the same as everybody else. Like, I don't restrict myself or anything like that. Your girl loves ice cream. I eat cheese. Like, I do the whole thing. But I start eating around like 4 p.m. And then, so yeah, I get home, I'll eat, and then I'll edit for maybe like 2 hours, and then I'll go on like a really long ass walk. A really long walk, probably like, even down to like the Louvre, like super far. And then I'll come back, and then I'll try and work on music, and then I'll go to bed. Unless it's like a night where I have plans with somebody. So, having said all that, like, I see myself progressing in a lot of ways. Like, I see like all my projects and the things that I want to move forward to, but inevitably like there's sacrifice that comes to that, and being somebody that is very goal oriented and you know, has a lot of activities that are very independent, you do sacrifice a lot in a way. And like, there's many times where I feel lonely, but at the same time, and I know that I could hang out with people, like I have access to hang out with people, but it's like, then I would be trading off all the things that I want to be working towards, you know? So I'm trying to find like a healthy balance. But I guess that was a thing that was nice about living with somebody before, is that, you know, even if like we weren't going out and doing stuff, like when we were home together, like you have that person. And so oftentimes like I can go like a whole day without even speaking. So I talk to myself a lot. I'm just making myself sound like such a loser. Passing, I'm going to Spice World. Wearing a freaking bra over. Oh yeah, we can talk about this. So I don't really wear bras anymore. Like I never liked wearing them. I only wore them in high school because I thought like I should. And I know like a lot of girls don't even have the choice because they have like a bigger poitrine, like they have a bigger boob, so they have to wear it to have like support, or else it hurts their back and stuff. I feel like I've been blessed. I know a lot of people a lot of people would say the opposite in my position, but I've always been like very small up top and like bigger on the bottom. And so I don't really have to wear a bra, but if I am gonna wear one, then I'll wear it over my shirt, because it's kind of like a fuck you, like I have to wear this because I need like a little bit of support, but fuck you because just because of fuck you, you know? Like fuck the patriarchy and all that. Anyway, I don't know if this is boring to you guys. Maybe some of you guys that live alone can relate, or like people who are very ambitious or have a lot of projects or little, you know, you can relate to the feeling of like, I want to see people. Like for example, right now I finished my work and I have like an hour, so I would like to like maybe go get a drink with somebody, but you can't just go get one drink with somebody because you're gonna meet up and you're gonna be talking for like 3 hours, and then I'm not gonna be able to come back tonight and work on the rest of my stuff. So sometimes I don't make plans because I'm like, well, if I make plans with somebody, then it's gonna be like a whole night affair, and then I'm gonna be like, fuck tomorrow, because you know, if we're not gonna just have one drink, we're gonna have like 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Being an adult, you know? So, yeah, I thought that I would just go on like a little walk. Maybe I'll just go get like a glass of wine by myself. I'll bring like my little paints, my little watercolors, and my postcards, and I'll do that. Cause like, why should I like stay home if I can go out? I can go out, you know? One of the really good things about like having like painting in a cafe or having a book is like, I feel like as long as you have something with you, then you don't feel alone, like something to occupy yourself. I feel like one of the worst parts about being alone at a cafe is people looking at you and like being like, oh, she's alone. It doesn't really bother me anymore, but I remember when I first started going to places by myself, like cafes and things like that, I'd be like, everyone knows I'm alone. Everyone knows I'm alone. You know what I mean? But when you have something with you and you're like, bitch, I don't care because I'm painting a postcard for my family back in the USA. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll do that. Who knows? Okay. I remember we'll go on a walk, whatever. We'll just do it. It's cool. It's cool to be alone. I love it. No, actually, did I have green in my teeth? No. Because here's the thing. Another thing is that I feel like you can also feel lonely when you're around other people. Like oftentimes I will make plans like, oh, let's just go get a drink, like a quick drink or a coffee or something like that, and then I'm there and I'm like, ugh, I would much rather just be by myself. Is that a bitchy thing to say? I guess I would say that I feel less lonely the majority of the time when I'm alone, but I do like being around like other bodies, like other humans. God, I sound like such an alien or something. Like, and I think that is where it's good to have these things where you get used to like going to cafes by yourself, and you know, who knows, you never know who will come up to you. Oh my god, I have kind of a funny story. I've already been talking for 10 minutes. Do I really want this vlog to be this long? Anyway, there's this cafe that's by my house that I just started frequenting because the server is super nice. Like, I sat down, he let me paint for like 2 hours and didn't say anything. The glass of wine he gave me was very full. And then he offered me peanuts. Normally you have to ask for peanuts, but he's like, do you want peanuts? And I was like, I would like peanuts. And he gave me like this whole stack of peanuts. It was very nice to me. So this is like my new favorite cafe, and it's always very empty, even though it's like in a very cute street. I don't know why. I think the food is shit, that's why. But me just going back there by myself, I'm good with that. So I was there painting the other day, and I saw this one guy come by with like, he had like a whole pochette. I mean, I don't know how you say that in English. It's like an art portfolio. And I had seen him around my neighborhood asking people for money to buy paint. He was like, I need, like, kind of like a beggar would, but he would say it's for me to buy paint. But he's dressed like super nice, like in a suit and like these like polished black shoes. And I saw him sit down, like every 5 seconds he would like answer the phone, and he would pretend to be on the phone. Like, I knew he wasn't really on the phone because of how much he was talking. And he was saying, no, my painting, I must sell for 2,000. And like, he was like walking around in circles talking about how his painting is worth much more. And it became very clear to me that he was kind of like having, like, this was like something he invented in his head. I don't know, it was weird. And so he's sitting there and I'm like painting, and then the server guy, who I become like kind of friends with, came over and asked if I would like sketch him something really quick. And then the artist guy sitting next, he's like, would you mind if I take a look at your drawings? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, just like just, you know, show him your stuff. And he comes over and he's like, aha, I see. Like, very judgy of like all this stuff. And then afterwards he's telling me like he goes around and sells these every day, and if I want, he can represent me. He can be like my representative. And then he said, do you want my business card? And I was like, okay, I'll take your business card. He gives me his business card, and it's like still wet with paint, and it has like his name scrawled across it. And I was like, it's so, like, it's so cool to me. Like, whatever, even though it was like a bizarre exchange, you can go places by yourself and meet people. And had I stayed home, like, I could probably write like a whole book about like all the people that I meet at cafes and just call it like my days in the cafes. I don't know, you know? Also, I feel like when you're alone, you also become, especially as a girl, like, you become sort of a target for people to come up to you and just like talk to you. This happens to me a lot with old people. Like, they'll just come up to me and like tell me like their whole life story. Like, this one lady on the street the other day, she came up to me and she's like, they're buying out my house. She's like, I had to put my house up on viagère, which is like when you have to sell your house because you want somebody to buy it, but you keep living in it until you die. And like, I don't know this lady, but she's just coming up to me because I'm by myself and like telling me everything. And I'm like, I think that there's some parts of that can be like annoying, but then it's so beautiful to me, like all different kinds of people, and to become more open-minded. And anyway, like the stories, like if you just stay home and don't go out just because you're alone, you might miss out on like meeting really cool people, like the painter guy. I don't know. Anyway, so maybe I'll go out and get like a glass of wine or something. Maybe I'll do that. It's already fucking 16 minutes. Girl, Shay. Okay. Let's just go like on a little walk to the Louvre. See ya. So before we get into the rest of today's video, I want to give a big shout out to Lingoda for sponsoring this video. As you guys know, I love working with Lingoda. I've worked with them many times in the past because I really believe in their method of teaching. So if you don't know, Lingoda is an online language school with classes in English, Spanish, French, German, just to name a few. What's really great about them is they have small group classes, so you're really getting that one-on-one attention that you need, I think, when you're learning a language, and you're getting practice speaking with native qualified teachers. I've also had the chance to talk to many of you guys who have taken their classes, and I think the reason why it sticks and people are excited to do them is because you get to really choose what kind of class you want to take. For example, if you're interested in philosophy or art or cinema, you get to choose that class and you get practice speaking around that vocabulary. And also, if you like a certain teacher, you know, you can keep up with them and stay in their class. But if you're still not convinced, they're offering a 7-day free trial, so you have nothing to lose and you can decide for yourself if it's something that you're interested in doing. You can either do 3 group classes or 1 private class. And they were kind enough to give us a discount code, so if you use the code PURPLE30, you get 30% off your first month's classes. Thank you to Lingoda, and let's get back into today's video.
I've been waiting for a woman I could call my own. A lady I can call late at night on the telephone. Her daddy won't like the looks of a kid like me. But she'll tell him get lost 'cause she loves me.
Merci. Paris is weirdly empty tonight. It's probably because it's August. Well, almost August. It'll be August tomorrow. And so everyone's on vacation. Now I'm walking home. I just had like a nice little glass of wine and just did like a quick little watercolor. I honestly kind of suck at watercolors because I'm so used to acrylics and oils, and I don't have white on my color palette, so if I make a mistake, I just have to kind of go with it. It's only like 10 p.m. so I'm still gonna have time to go home and work on my music stuff or whatever I want to do. And it was so nice to just like go out and walk around. I don't really take you guys out that much in Paris at night, so let me know if you guys kind of enjoyed this. Yeah, I was only out for an hour, and like it was so much nicer than just like staying at home and watching a movie, you know? So I hope this can be an inspiration for you guys who also live alone to go out and do stuff by yourself, even at night. Because I feel like it's easy to do in the day. But anyway, what I was saying is I feel like it's something that's easy to do during the daytime because a lot of people are alone during the day. So if you go by someplace yourself, you're less vulnerable. But when you go someplace by yourself at night and like everybody's with their friends, or just like everybody at that cafe that I was at tonight was with somebody, and it can be like a little bit weird at first, but once you're like sitting there and you take out your book or you take out your watercolors or whatever you want to do, or your journal or whatever, like no one's looking at you, like no one gives a fuck, you know? So anyway, I just wanted to say I hope that can be an inspiration to you guys. I'm totally going down the wrong street right now, but I don't care. It's a beautiful night. You know what I mean? Like, why else live in a big city, a beautiful romantic city like this, if it's not to do things like paint watercolors, like paint by yourself at night at a fucking cafe by yourself, you know? Why not, you know? Anyway, I thought that I might like start this vlog and do it over a couple days, but I'm sure that by now it's probably long enough as it is, so I guess I'll end it here. And I'll see you guys soon for more videos, probably like more in my studio showing the art stuff I'm working on. I love you, thanks for hanging out with me. And this was a really nice night, and I'm glad I got to share it with you. So okay, love you, I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and if you made it to the end, leave me a comment. Look at you guys getting the whole night tour of Paris. If you made it to the end, leave me a comment that says, shit, I don't even know. I'm debating whether I should go home and buy the Sex and the City first season, but then I'm like, do I need that distraction in my life, you know? I'm like, well, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. People say Paris isn't safe, but I'm walking around with my phone. I feel fine. Albeit it is 10 p.m. and I'm in the 5th, so it's like a pretty nice area. Yeah. I would say on this side of the Seine, on the left bank, I'm never afraid of walking around at night where I used to live in the 20th. I mean, I only had like one incident where something got stolen from me, but that was like 4 a.m. on Halloween once, and the camera was like right out, so I wasn't holding it either. But yeah, anyway, I just had to hop on here to let you guys know that I did get French fries. Fucking did it. I'm not even mad. I did it. I did it. All right. They're too fresh though. I prefer French fries. I can tell that they just made them. I prefer when they're like a little bit old, like not too hot. Ugh, am I gonna have stamina? Am I gonna have the patience to wait for them to cool down? I don't know, you know? All right, bye. Oh no, they put the ketchup on the fries? Hell no, hell no. I needed a packet.